Football for today. Sometimes I come into these segments and I think I have like a really interesting take. Sometimes I think there's a stat that I want to highlight, a player, a matchup. Today I'm going to go like motivational speaker. Matt Foley, motivational speaker. I'm living in a van down by the river. Not quite that aggressive. But I'm looking at Ickey Ekwonu. And what I'm saying to Ickey Ekwonu is you need to seek out the best possible competition in practice every day. And I don't care if it makes you unpopular. I don't care if it makes you feel like a teacher's pet. I don't care if others call you a tryhard. You need to seek out in practice the best competition every single day. The Panthers are betting on Ickey Ekwonu, right? We've had this conversation. They had to bet on someone, right? They had to bet on someone. They had 100 holes in their roster, and through the draft and free agency, they couldn't come up with 100 solutions, so they had to bet on someone who struggled last year, stepping up and being better this year, and they chose Ickey Ekwonu as one of those bets, right? He was not always the most helpful in keeping Bryce Young upright last year. Pretty good run blocker, not the best pass blocker, and they were betting he could be a better pass blocker. Well, I'm seeing, hey, after the first day, Ickey Ekwonu is one of the leaders, one of the winners, right? Winner and loser, first day in pads. Who is it? Early part of camp, winners and losers. Who's doing best? Who's stocks up? Who's stocks down? I'm reading all these articles, and Ickey Ekwonu keeps popping up in the winners. The stock up, the having a good camp. And then I dive into the conversations, and it's apparently he looked good in one-on-ones, dominated Kimoko Toure. No disrespect to Toure. He was in street clothes, not affiliated with a team a week and a half ago. Ickey Ekwonu, you face Jadeveon Clowney every time. And if you want to mix it up, K'Lavon Chaisson, A'Shawn Robinson, guys with millions of dollars guaranteed on their contracts. That's who you go up against in practice. Good on good. And I know the coaching staff believes in that because they talk about it with wide receivers and defensive backs. They talk about Deontay Johnson and J.C. Horn, iron sharpening iron and being better. I don't want my starting left tackle having a rep against a third stringer in any drill ever. If Ickey Ekwonu were 33 years old and he had 4 Pro Bowls and he was making $28 million this year, then yeah, all right, let's make sure that you are saving your energy. Let's make sure that you're rested. If you're Ickey Ekwonu and you're still on your rookie contract and you were a top 10 pick and you've been underperforming and we're betting on you to be better against grade A competition, I need you facing grade A competition right now.
You need the necessary reps. You need to build up that intensity going into what needs to be, I don't want to say a prove-it season, but certainly a bounce-back season.
100% a prove-it season. 100% a bounce-back and a prove-it season. When Ickey comes up, it's his turn, right? He waits in line, drinks some water. He's up. If he's up against Kimoko Toure, or if he's up against DJ Johnson or Amari Barno, I think they're both hurt. If he's up against somebody from the back of the depth chart, you know what he should do? No, you get out. Clowney, I want you. And Clowney might be upset, right? He might be thinking he's chilling. He might not like you very much. But I'm okay with that. I'm fine with Jadeveon Clowney not liking you in training camp. Maybe that'll actually make him want to beat you. Maybe that'll give him a little extra pep in his step. Hey, you don't want to do it, Clowney? You're taking a break? Chaisson, Robinson, heck, Derek Brown. I don't care. You need a fast ball look. I'm not going to be impressed when your starting left tackle is beating third stringers, because guess who's not sending you a third stringer? New Orleans on September 8th in Game 1 down there in the Bayou.
There you go.
You're getting Cam Jordan. And he's talking to you, and he's talking to you, and he's trying to beat you, and he's trying to get Bryce Young on his behind.
You don't want to see a situation similar to what we saw, I believe it was, 2 years ago when he had to go up against Myles Garrett against the Browns in the season opener?
I mean, you don't want to see it, but Myles Garrett's going to be like, and if it's not Myles Garrett because he might not be playing the Browns that week, it's somebody else's best edge rusher, right? It's Taylor Moton on one side, and it's Ickey Ekwonu on the other. Who do you think the best edge rushers are going to think they can beat? Ickey Ekwonu. I tell this story all the time. J.J. Watt, right? Because now all of a sudden J.J. Watt's willing to tell everybody all of his secrets because he's retired. But he was talking with one of the offensive linemen. This was on some podcast. And J.J. Watt used to, in the first quarter, he would do 2 or 3 plays against the right tackle, 2 or 3 plays against the right guard, 2 or 3 plays against the center, 2 or 3 plays against the left guard, 2 or 3 plays against the left tackle. Then he would go to the bench. He'd go to his defensive line coach or his defensive coordinator, and he would let him know who was fresh meat. He would go, all right, left tackle stinks. And then he would play the rest of the game right there. Mostly, right? Obviously, he'd move around because he's versatile, but he would just attack the weak link. It's not like you're the home team in hockey for like the face-offs, right? And you get to choose who's out there.
Yeah.
And you can kind of influence the matchups. It's not that. Offensive line gets set. Defensive line can put their guys anywhere. And if you're seen as the weak link on the offensive line, which with $20 million guard Robert Hunt and $11 million guard Damian Lewis and $20-something million offensive tackle Taylor Moton, like you are the weak link. You're going to get the best shot. Don't go against Toure in practice. Oh, he dominated Toure. Great. That gives him a false sense of what he did was good enough. And again, no disrespect to Toure. He's a good depth piece. Veteran that they picked up after camp started. But play the guys that are going to give you a team look, a real look.